Hey everybody, welcome back to the Flourgoldwizards channel. I'm Jason, a part-time gold prospector in Wisconsin, and I'm going to be surrounded by other YouTubers today. We're going to have a little challenge to see who can get the most gold via panning or sluicing or whatever. We got Carl Madley here. Say hi, Carl.
Hello everybody.
And Glacial Gold Hunter.
Yes.
He's wearing his hoodie. He's on his way. Probably slept in like Ryan. But when he gets here, it's all hands on deck. There's one thing I know for sure. Winning is everything. So let's get started. And I've got a little secret weapon they don't have. And it's Rigby, the world's most famous gold sniffing hound. That's right. Now there's lots of places to choose from around here. But in order to win this here challenge, I'm going to have to pick the best one. We're going to do that by means of test panning. I'll just grab my pan, my shovel over there. We're going to poke around here and there and see if we can't find the best spot within reason. All right, now right where my shovel was is where we took this pan, as you guys just saw. That was only about a half a pan, but it had that stuff that I really like, the real dark gray clay. And there wasn't much in there, maybe a half a pan, but look at the gold in there. Okay, there's a nice piece. And a bunch of little small ones. Now I've done worse in here, and I've done a lot worse in here. But I've done a lot better. And I think that spot's workable. And I could definitely put up a fight in a spot like that if I was to move enough material. But I'm 94 years old, so I might have to move less than all those young bucks. So I'm going to poke around over here just a little more. So we'll take this gold right here. Let me get it rustled down to one end. And dump it in there. We're going to save every single speck. A lot of times when I'm test panning, I just dump them back in the creek. But not today. We're in it to win it. Come on, buddy. I need you. I need you today. Look at that big old rock right there. Big old slab of quartz. Look at how big that thing is. Holy cow. Ooh-wee. If I was 20 years younger, I'd bring that home. Well, he just came over here to show me his first test pan. He had 8 or 10 little dots in there. So we really got to get it into third gear here. All right, I'm actually going to go down one more deeper. I was hitting some rocks and I couldn't really get down more than 4 or 5 inches, and I ended up having to scoop laterally. So maybe I can get some of those rocks shifted around. And you know, once you get down a little bit deeper into that 8 to 10 inch range, that's where you find the nuggets. Well, that's where we're hoping we're going to find them. So let's do it. Now getting down just a little bit deeper, I broke through that gray clay layer. See that? This stuff is sticky and mushy like you wouldn't believe. And then underneath that is this red layer right here. That can mean something special right there for sure. I don't typically run into extremely great looking examples like this a lot, but that has potential to be something special. So let me get that one panned out and we'll see what's in it. And that one was about the same. I was expecting a little bit better. Well, maybe I shouldn't expect better. Just we're in the same darn hole, but you know, it did have potential. So I think I'm going to poke around a little bit more. Only Rigby would get involved. Hey, look who's here. It's Marty. Definitely not Jeff Williams. And here comes another combatant right there. He doesn't know it yet, but he's in the most gold for the day challenge by means of pan, sluice, or whatever it takes. Mr. Glacial Gold Hunter. Hey, buddy. Hey. Well, Rigby said, move. We were doing, you know, the same, no better, no worse. Just less than mediocre. So we moved. All those guys are way down, or way upstream down over there. And I took the trail and I walked down and then through the woods a little bit. And I came to this spot right here. Now, if you'll notice, the creek is coming down and it's fairly straight from here to where we had been. And there's a lot of clay, you know, on one side here. There's gravels on this side. Now, let's make the camera make this corner right here. And right here is a 45-degree corner right here, almost probably right around 80 degrees. It's not quite a 90, but it bounces right off of that bedrock wall right there. See that big old bedrock wall? And it makes an inside bend right here. So I took a pan out of right where my shovel is there, and by golly, it's just about the same gold we were getting down there. Right there. Probably 5 or 6 pieces in there, but that one there is a pretty good looking piece. And we also found this cool rock right here. Now I believe that is mica right there. Look at it reflects gold a little more in person than it does on this here camera. But that is a fantastic rock. I believe that's chert. It might be some quartz or whatever that stuff is mixed with. But it goes all the way through this rock. That baby is definitely coming home with me. If Lucas makes its way down here, we're going to have to hit him up for a Q&A time. So, I'm just going to go ahead and start filling pails and run them over my sluice. One, because it's fun. I just love sluicing. I like panning too, but, you know, a nice mix and never hurt nothing. And I think we can move more material. I can shovel onto my sluice, shovel one in a pan, and do both at the same time. Those guys aren't going to beat us for lack of trying. When I pulled in here this morning, it was 39 degrees on my truck thermometer. But I tell you what, you get to working and it feels like about 90 million degrees. I'm hot. And Lucas came sneaking on up, and now's our opportunity to find out what that cool rock is.
So that's got mica in there, and you can tell because if you take your thumbnail and kind of press on the mica, it'll flex a little bit. It's got a little bit of a give to it, so that's one way to distinguish mica.
Awesome, thank you. Well, I got a nice big full pail. I know there's gold in it. We tested it, but we started getting down a little bit deeper. And a lot of times you get down past a foot or a foot and a half, the gold will peter out on you. It all depends on what the strata is made out of. If it's clay or all gravels or this or that. And this had a little bit of clay in it, but mostly it was just loose gravels and sand. But there was gold in those test pans, so we're going to run a full pail and see what's in it. And today we're just using a small stream sluice here. It's got some gold hog mother lode mat up there with my indicator mat up top, just some roofing rubber. The gold will stick to that just for a second and slide off real slow like, and that way you can tell if you're putting gold on your system or not. And if I do see any, we'll take a little look at it with the camera. And down here we got some mini VDR. I love that stuff. It's a really good combination. See how those are dancing around real nicely? That's what you want. Oh yeah, all we gotta do is try to keep all these dag-dab leaves out of here. All right, let's get to work. On a side note, I've got my bucket here. I'm kneeling down right here. I've been resting my hand on this rock right here. Then I lean over and I put another scoop on there. And I noticed that my hand was getting dirty. And I was gonna wash all that clay off there. And then I thought, look at all that moss. It's got clay underneath all this moss. So I'm gonna go ahead and scrape all that off of there and pan that out, see what's in it. I've seen some videos over the years of guys getting gold out of moss. Why can't we do it? I think I did this once up in Michigan one time on a river up there and got a little bit of color. Now let's see if we can't do it here. Boy, there's a lot of clay in that stuff there. I want to make sure I get that all broke up nice. Add a little more water. Shake it up. Just like a miner's moss. Just like that. Looks good. There we go. Let's see what's in there for material. Hey, not too bad. Look at there. There's about a cup of material in there. Well, let's take a little peek. There's no gold in the moss. And here's an example of what my indicator mat is for. Right there, I've been noticing a few, but I finally went and grabbed the camera. Right there, a little flake of gold. It just kind of creeps along the bottom, real nice and slow. And I can tell if I'm putting gold on my sluice or not 100% when I see stuff like that. So we're about halfway done here. I'm just gonna keep shoveling it on there. Then we're gonna take a peek. Well, it's not very good. There is some gold in there, as you can see. There we go. And there's some bigger pieces in there, just not very many of them. And hardly any real small stuff. I mean, there is some. And I will say I took my time a little bit and panned that out pretty good. But we can do better, much better. The lack of clay is concerning a little bit. Yeah, there's gold in there, but once you start getting into that real sticky clay, that's where the gold likes to concentrate. So I think I'm gonna poke around a little bit and see if I can't find a little bit more clay. Well, Rigby's finally doing his job. He came over here up on the bank and he was staring down at this hole right here. Now I was getting good gold over there, well, decent gold. And we got some company. Old Sean Emberts showed up. Yeah, this is his first time down here. So I let him dig in that hole and I figured I'd spread my wings a little bit and see if I couldn't find a little more clay. That's usually where I find the larger pieces. Now I didn't necessarily find more clay. I'm inside of this broken down log right here up against the bank. And I'm walking on what feels like clay and larger rocks and some gravel mix. So I took a little pan, I just skimmed the top. There's a nice old piece of gold right there. Look at that. My first big one of the day. Ooh, it's even got a shadow. So this spot definitely has potential. I'm gonna grab a few more pans out of here. And if I get some more, well, maybe we'll run some of this down the sluice. All right, we got another good pan here. Take a little peek at that. There's 3 nice ones in this pan. Ooh, I think we're gonna be in for the running right there. And a couple of little dots. Oh yeah. Yeah, thanks, buddy. You did a good job. I don't know if you guys do a whole lot of panning, but it can get hard on your back. So me and Rigby here, we're gonna take a little bit of a fiver. Gobbles, everybody, gobbles. Well, I think I'm just gonna stick to panning. It's hard to get shovels full of good gravels in this location. I don't know if I'm sitting on like a bedrock cap or something, because there is some sandstone bedrock around here, but I'm scraping whatever's down there right on the top, and I'm coming up with nice pieces again. Look at there, there's 2 dandies in this pan right here. And my bucket right there, my concentrate pail, is starting to get full of them. So every other shovel or so, I'm getting nice pieces, just dumping them in there. I might not be running for a number of pieces, but I'm getting all the big ones, yeah. Well, me and Rigby are doing okay down at that other spot. We were getting some nice pieces, just not very many of them. So I came to a location I knew I would do better. Here's my first pan. Oh yeah, look at that big old chunk of gold right there. That's a monster. Ooh, I might even be able to feel it. And there's all kinds of pieces. There's probably 15 or 20 little dots of gold mixed in with all this stuff here. But that is a nice piece. Let me see if I can. Oh yeah, I can feel that. I might even be able to pick that up. Ooh. And we have 100% picker alert. Right there it is. Nice little chunk of gold. Doink. Yeah, we came up by the neighbors and they're making some breakfast sandwiches. And they just happened to have an extra one. Wonder if anybody that I know would like one. All right, now I've got a 5-gallon pail full of that juicy material that I just got that picker out of. And I'm just gonna go ahead and pan it. It's all classified up and it's just sloppy slop full of clay, mush. But that's where the gold is, in that clay. So I'm gonna grab my pan here, just like such. I'm gonna grab a big old slopper of this stuff here, or two. Oh man. Yeah, that's gonna turn into a big old rock hard ball of clay at the bottom there if I don't hurry up. I'll go ahead and pan this one out live in action here. Once you get it classified, it's much easier to pan. You can do it all with one hand. You don't have to worry about pulling none of them rocks out. All I gotta do is look for big giant chunks of gold, sometimes bars. Let's see here, get that down. Yeah, we're getting down to that red and black stuff. That's where I find the good gold around here. Those things are really heavy, those red and black ones. So I'll go ahead and pull that one back. See what I see. Yeah, there's some gold up top there. See that? Ooh, yeah. Let me get that a little bit better. I can do better than that. With one hand, look at them pieces. Nice ones and lots of them. All right. Well, my back is on fire. I might do a couple more pans, but I came back down here. I left all my gear up on shore. We're gonna do a little cleanup, show off all our awesome gold Rigby found us today, and hang out with all the peeps. Yeah, we got all kinds of people down here. There's all people up there, way around the corner. We got people lined up down that way. Another fun day for the FGPA. And here's all our concentrates from the day. I really ran that stuff down mighty tight. I took a little bit of blonde sand off just now, but we're left with probably a heaping tablespoon of black, nasty heaviness. So I'm gonna take just a few minutes, try to get this stuff down. Tell you what, give you a little sneak peek. I'll shimmy it around a little bit. Maybe you can see some gold. Yes. Definitely some gold. Look at them nice chunks. All right, give me just a minute. Smack. And there it is in all its glory. Look at that chunky gold. Yeah, there's my big picker. Come on, you. There it is. Look at that ugly thing. Oh boy. Nice chunky gold. Not as many little teeny weeny dots as I typically get. But we're doing a lot of panning today. And I typically get more of those little weeny dots running my sluice. But I'll take that all day long. Heck yeah.
You know, you can
Edit
see
that
the
out.
gold compared to up there.
You did that to Lucas too, didn't you?
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Yeah,
Let's take a look at your sluice. Yeah, oh yeah, I see some gold up in there. Sure. Water's a little murky, but I can still see it. That's right. Everybody's having a good time, I hope.
Oh
Yes,
yeah, the
sure
best.
thing.
I
Awesome.
love it here. I could live here.
Yep.
I could easily live here.
Excellent. Well, that's going to be it for me and Rigby today. My back's on fire and so is his. He did a lot of panning and I did a lot of panning. We wound up with about 3/4 of an ounce of gold. Not too darn bad. But what those other guys get for the challenge, I really couldn't say. You'll have to go and check it out on their channel. Carl Madley and Glacial Gold Hunter. One's a half mile that way and the other one's a half mile that way. And I ain't doing that. So thank you guys for coming along. I really enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed it too. Flourgoldwizards out. Dang bikers.